Dozens of asylum seekers agree to leave Manus Island, Papua New Guinea, after being offered a large sum of money. Around 30 asylum seekers on Manus Island have voluntarily returned to their home countries or are in the process of doing so after being offered payments of up to $20,000 from the Australian government in recent weeks. And Jarni Blakkaly joins us now live from Sydney. Jarni, great to have you on the program. Now, on what legal grounds can the Australian authorities pay refugees to return to their home countries?
Well, yes, there doesn't seem to be any particular thing illegal about what appears to have occurred here with the Australian government offering to pay these men up to $25,000 each to return back to their home country. Obviously, it's up to them if they want to leave the island. Some of them have been there for over 2 years, some of them over 3 years. So you can understand for them, it's been quite a difficult situation there. And obviously, this has been something they've decided to take up. What happens now, and obviously there's still a lot of people on these islands. I guess that's to be seen. But from a legal perspective, there isn't much in the way of that.
I mean, you mentioned how long some of these people have been in this camp, up to 4 years, I believe, some of them. These are conditions in which have been widely criticised by the UN, stating that many have severe mental health problems. Is this a way of Australia trying to ease the criticism from the UN?
Well, yes. I don't think the criticism of the UN so much is what's on hand here. The current Conservative government of Malcolm Turnbull has been under a lot of pressure diplomatically. A lot of these people have been there for a long time, and the opposition has been attacking them, basically saying that they don't have a plan to get these people off the island. They did have a plan which was signed with the previous US President, Barack Obama, before he left office, to transfer many of these people and resettle them in the United States. But obviously that's had a spanner thrown in the works since Donald Trump's come in. And there's also the economic reasons. It's estimated that Australia has spent in the ballpark of almost up to $10 billion since 2013 running both this centre and the other centre they run in Nauru. So, while $25,000 seems like a lot of money, I'm sure the Australian government's probably keen and quite willing to start moving people out of these camps where possible.
From what I understand, it's far more than what other countries are paying. Countries like Germany, for example, offering around $1,000 for asylum seekers to return to their home countries. Just back on that point of that fact that, with the Trump administration, talks stalling over the US taking more than 1,000 refugees or asylum seekers from Nauru and Manus, what will happen to those remaining on the island that don't take up this offer to return?
Well, yes, no one knows. The Australian government hasn't at least publicly made public if they do have a plan B if the US deal falls through. And it was last year that the Papua New Guinea courts actually ruled that this detention centre in particular had to close, and yet it's been obviously a while now and it's still there. So the future for those who remain on the island is in doubt. There's been and a lot of them have said that they don't feel safe to resettle in Papua New Guinea, and the Papua New Guinean government isn't particularly keen to have them there either. So whether Australia tries to find another country that could take them other than the US, or what happens to them, it's not clear, but the Australian government has remained adamant that they won't be coming to Australia.
Yeah, certainly a lot of people on those islands are remaining in limbo there. Thank you very much for that. We'll leave it there for the time being.